Hi, everybody. It's Karen Anderson here with Aortic Hope. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Happy Kwanzaa. There's so much holidays. I can't keep track of everything. And I'm sure many of you are watching this in replay because you're still enjoying festivities as you should be, because it was a wonderful weekend. And again, my thoughts to everyone who had surgery leading up to this, ended up having surgery in the middle of this weekend, and are going to be going home for some kind of recovery. We wish you nothing but the best. And we are here for our weekend review. This is different again because we are doing a weekend review based on our 31 days of hope and joy. So, 31 days of hope and joy. We have given you questions every day this month to kind of make you stop, pause a little, and think about your answer. And hopefully that answer will get you to feel hopeful or joyful. So it's very different than what we've done before. And we've been picking winners based off of answers that are on Facebook, and that's been a ton of fun. And we will get back to your regularly scheduled programming on our first, I guess, would be our first Monday after the first week of January, I guess, somewhere in there. But before we get started, I need to ask you to please click like, please click subscribe, click the little bell so that you're notified when we go live, because we don't only go live for this. We do often go live when we are interviewing doctors, cardiologists, surgeons, disability attorneys, therapists. We go live just because we're just crazy and we want to go live. So you want to be part of that fun. But the main reason we're doing this is for individuals who are not necessarily in the social media everyday world, that you have an opportunity when we are talking about content to receive accurate information and banter with us, talk with us a little bit, ask questions, ask our opinions. And for this, if you're watching later, drop a comment, let us know your thoughts on some of the questions for the week. So I've got my sorcerer in the background. He's just going to have to be the one that banters with me today because I'm just by myself, and that's okay. So let's take it away to, it was day 19. It was last Monday, and it was ugly sweater day. So we did ask people to post a picture of their ugly sweaters, and boy, did we get a variety. I personally do not own an ugly sweater. I pride myself on having very cute sweaters.
Yeah, I don't wear sweaters.
You don't wear sweaters.
Mm-mm.
There's that. Now, I will tell you, Aaron Greenberg, can't believe it's almost been a year since he passed. It was his idea to pick up this day. He took a picture of himself. I'm assuming it was in Target, and would just hold the sweaters up to him and just take a picture in front of every ugly sweater that he could find. And people could have done that too. So yeah, there's some good stuff out there. There's some, even in party, where you would like buy your cards and your balloons and your costumes, they have a whole section on ugly sweaters. Did not know. I saw a great sweater though yesterday on my way to Chinese food after seeing a movie, because that's what Jewish people do. And the sweater was, how did they say it? What's the line at A Christmas Story? He had the lamp on his, it's a something, no. I was saying it all night long to this older man. He was cracking up. Somebody's out there's gonna know it. When he won that lamp leg, it was I knew it last night. You're gonna know it.
It'll come
The
back
person
to
that
you.
it will, or somebody needs to write it. It was out of the Fragile box that the leg came out. It was like a not admirable award. It was a something award. Prestigious. Oh, it was a prestigious award. 99% sure it's what it was. And that's at least what I yelled across the parking lot. It's a prestigious award. And he looked down. He's like, it's a prestigious award. You had to be there. But it was a pretty cool sweater. That was that day. We're going to move on. We're moving on. All right. The next one was to post a picture of your cat or your dog or any kind that brought you hope and joy. And this is adorable. No denying. This is adorable. Oh my goodness. We got so many submissions, including my dog, who had her little Christmas bandana on in front of our little puny little tree. And then people posted fish.
What?
I was waiting for somebody to post a fish. I was happy.
Like in a big tank?
In a big tank, some
Wow.
fish. Yeah. I was waiting for a reptile. I didn't get one.
Mm.
I mean, technically you could put a little Christmas bow on a snake,
How many birds?
or your iguana. Huh?
How many birds?
I did get one bird.
Okay.
There was a lot of dogs, some really sweet cats. It's not like you're putting a bow on a cat. I don't see it happening. But a lot of dogs. There was one bird, no bows on a bird, and then a tank of fish.
No bunnies?
No bunnies. And I'm so surprised. My sister has a bunny,
Hmm.
and its name is S'mores, and it is the colors of s'mores: golden, chocolatey, white s'mores. No bunnies, though. But they were all so sweet. And that was the whole point. Like looking at that post, it just like you can't think about aortic disease when you're looking at cute pets during the holidays. My humbled opinion. Cannot do it. That's that. Next one. What is something that you do that brings you joy?
I'm a
I
gamer.
love
I game.
you. I know you do, right?
Hmm.
You could just do it all day.
Yeah. As a matter of
And you
fact,
talk to
if I
people.
had my way, that would be all I
Yeah.
do every day.
Well, don't people make money doing that?
Oh, I'm sure
Playing
they
and
do, but
creating?
it's just like it's like any industry that has a degree of talent involved. Like it's the highly talented, hardworking people, right? You can't just be
Yeah.
talented. You also have to be hardworking. You can't just be hardworking, right? So
Why
there's that.
can't you sign up for like market research on games? Like if I signed up like with Rare Patient Voice, isn't there like a company that would hire you to come out, sit behind a two-way mirror and kind of like play the game and tell
Um,
them if you liked it?
well, now with social media, like that, they get that for free. Well, I wouldn't say they get it for free now. They send swag boxes plus you get a copy of the game or you get a
Ooh,
beta code or what have you. But
okay.
they would rather you create that kind of noise in the social media space to help them for marketing rather than pay somebody $20 an hour to run into a
Just sit.
wall, into every wall in the game to make sure that the
Right.
walls don't break.
True. I see your point.
Yeah.
Well, I think my thing, well, I paint. I think a
Hmm.
lot of people know I do that. Although I will say I have not painted in a year since my dad passed. So that is my new goal for 23. I'm done. And now I'm going to go back to painting.
Okay.
I'm, yeah. And I have another goal that you and I both know what it is, but I'm not going to talk about it yet right here because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still a little
Give it,
stressed
let
out.
it marinate.
Yes, I'm marinating in it. I'm starting, I'm dipping my toe, but I'm getting it done. But yeah, so I do. I like painting and I love going into the theater. Love it. My next show up is My Fair Lady. Cannot wait to see it. I've already seen Jagged Little Pill and Tina Turner this year, and it was awesome. So I love a musical. Although I did sleep through the first act of Jagged Little Pill and I was mortified, but I just love the theater. I love it. That's two things that I do. Brings me a lot of joy. And again, talking about it, I don't think about, you know, my other health problems. I get to think about this fun stuff, which is great.
Mm.
Moving on. All right, our next one was medical professionals that bring you joy. We are going to give a shout out to Dr. Ben Udelman because he's just awesome. I could go through a whole litany, but he's wonderful for so many reasons. And hopefully, some of you have had a chance to see us interact together and do a couple live events. He's so gracious with his time and answering questions. I'd also like to give a shout out to Dr. Prakash out of Texas. He does our Ask a Doctor events on Facebook. Gosh, he gives so much of his time to us, at least 6 times a year. And my personal physician, Dr. Taylor, and Dr. Stacy Fisher, who gives of her time too, a couple times a year to answer questions. And really, I say shout out to all physicians, but as the winner of the week said, we need to really focus and give some shout outs to the medical assistants, to the nursing assistants, to the um, anybody that comes into your room in a hospital. They all need shout outs because they work themselves tirelessly to make us be successful in our recovery. So shout out. I'm watching too much of the New Girl. I'm starting to
Yeah.
adapt a lot of these New Girl isms. It's a problem.
I also want to echo what you were saying about Dr.
Yeah.
Udelman. When he gave his presentation to the caregivers, like that's still resonating with them. They're still going back, referencing it. Like he asked where some of them were and gave them names of specialists. That recommendation, and it lends so much
Mm.
weight. Like them hearing from somebody who does this, or who deals with this hundreds of times a year. All of his
Oh
patients
yeah.
are dealing with this, and it's like that you could see the relief, and that's it was
Hmm.
so it's impressive. He's an impressive.
Yeah, he really is. And I think one of the things that really resonates with the entire community as a whole is, we see our doctors and they're great. And some people actually never see their surgeon again. I'm just learning about this. And to me, that's tragic
Yeah.
and probably not appropriate. My surgeon said we'd know each other until whoever passes first. We're going to have an ongoing relationship and see each other at least once, if not twice a year. And we've stuck to that over the last 8 years. But he takes it a step further. He really gets involved. He's very invested and he's just so open to help. And I know not every doctor has that time to do that. So when you find that, it's just very, very special. Got to hold on to that.
Hmm.
So shout out. Okay, next one. Favorite holiday story. Everybody said the Christmas story. I don't know that I've ever heard that whole thing 100%. Mm-mm.
The whole movie. You never sat through the whole movie.
The book.
Oh,
Was the night before Christmas. Is that what it's called? Never
you're
sat through
asking the
that whole
wrong.
thing.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, no. Fell asleep during that. I think it was told to me once. I did. We discussed it the other week. I did tape Polar Express. I will get through the first half hour now and try to see the whole thing.
Hmm.
Um, Never
Is
did.
that a? I didn't know
Never
that
did.
that was a Christmas thing. Okay.
Polar Express. Yeah.
This is
I don't
this
know.
is a story. I have a
Story, right?
buddy.
A book.
No, 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 I have a
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh, you have a story.
Yeah, his mom keeps a room in the house that is decorated in Christmas 100% of the time. And whenever she feels like it, she gets to go into that room fully decorated out on Christmas and just be Christmassy, right?
All year?
All year round. All year round, right?
Oh,
That
okay.
woman is a genius. She makes the best cookies
Happy joy all year round.
whenever she
You
wants it.
need a little? Just
She's
go in there.
yeah, she's like I could go. I could. She reads in her Christmas room. Amazing.
I would have a spa room. I would want, like, the whole house seems normal, but then you open this door and it's just color therapy and spa sounds and
Yeah.
cooling temperatures and hammocks. Yeah. But a Christmas room all year sounds equally awesome.
Yeah. I have another buddy. His family keeps multiple trees. Like they have like a personal family tree, and then they have like a
Uh-huh.
public big tree in their living room. Just a massive
Okay.
tree, and then just another private one with their special gifts are underneath that one. And I was like, "You guys like decorating trees?"
Well, we have friends, and there is a tree in their basement. There is a tree in their family room. There is a tree in the dining room. There is
See?
a tree on the porch. There's probably one upstairs, and each one is different. Like, one is all Disney and the kids' stuff, one is like a theme, another one is mishmash. People really love that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's not me. I would love it, but I would like to be the one to say, "Can you open up those boxes and I'll tell you where to put them, and then can you put it all away?" I want to be the director.
when
It's
the
just too much work.
when the trees start to break down, my allergies would go haywire.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you're thinking like they have real trees? Oh no, I'm totally
Oh,
about
oh
let's
no.
stick them in and pull them apart and make it fake.
Now these people
I've
go
never
they
ever
go
been. I don't
hunting
know.
and they axe it down or they ask the guy and they
Yeah,
drive it home. It's an
I don't.
ordeal.
I don't think I've ever even been around a tree that was real that I was aware. I wouldn't. I guess you put it in the water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You put a little water
Never
in
done
there.
it.
And it's terrible if you have like dogs or cats because like a cat will love that tree and a cat will knock that
Yeah,
tree over and a cat will chew on those wires and a dog will chase that cat into that tree. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
crazy. I had a cat before my this was many years ago. We had a kitten, and this was last time we had tinsel. So one and only time with tinsel, because cats will eat tinsel. And where do you think that tinsel then goes? And you cannot pull it out of their bottoms because it will rip through their intestines. So the cat just would run around with tinsel, like just
yeah.
flinging
That's
behind it
the
like a kite.
best.
Just silver tinsel
Little
until it all
streamer.
finally came out. Just a streamer, a cat with a streamer in its butt. It's too crazy. All right. Well, those are stories right there. Those are my
Yeah, yeah.
favorite holiday
Stories.
stories. That's it. All right. Next up was on Christmas Eve. On that night, some people left out cookies for Santa and even some carrots for the reindeer. So we wanted to know what other people's family traditions were. And boy, we got some doozies. But when my son was younger, his father, of course, we left out cookies. Of course, they were gone because he ate them, but we also did leave out carrots. And then, like right when we knew he went to bed, maybe a half hour later, his dad would go outside with bells and stand outside and really deep ho 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 and just go up and down the street like at 10 o'clock, hitting his jingle bells and ho ho ho. And then every morning on Christmas morning, we would have Christmas Story on TV and light the fireplace. And then, magically the presents appeared when he came downstairs. So that was a lot of fun when we did that together. We did that part. I think we did it too in my home growing up. We put a little Santa out with a little candy cane and waited to see if Santa would come after we lit the candles for Hanukkah. That's what we did. So yeah, some really lots of good family traditions. Now I just sent it to my sister on TikTok, of course, because thank you, TikTok. You just make my life. You give me so much joy. You give me joy, TikTok. It was a game where the whole family, they all had different gifts wrapped. I guess it was kind of like the white Christmas, the white elephant Christmas, whatever. Yeah, white elephant. So nobody knew what these gifts were. And then somebody read a story about like Johnny Wright, and you'd pass the gifts to the right, and Mrs. Wright, so you'd pass it again. Ate some leftover cookies, so now you move it to the left, and you just had to listen to the story, and the gifts were being shifted right and left. And about, I don't know, it was like 10, 15 minutes later of this long story, it was the end, and whatever was left in front of you, that was your gift. That's kind of fun. Yeah. I heard another one about saran wrap. I'm not too sure what this one is about, but I think you create a really massive ball of saran wrap, and in different layers you put like candy cane or maybe $5 bill and maybe, some other little smaller gifts. And I'm not sure who gets to like you pass it around and you get to unwrap. I don't know how they do it, but I think that sounds better than bobbing for apples around Halloween.
Yes.
And imagine that past the gift game if you were a little tipsy on rum chata or some eggnog with some rum. That could be fun, right?
Long story though.
Yeah. I may have to go back on the 23rd
Right.
and tell a story.
Cut that down. Yeah.
Yes. After you cut down your tree and told your long story. And then, right, exactly. In the Christmas room, all of that would take place.
7-8 minutes. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. It was a long story. Yeah. All right. Yesterday was Christmas and the 25th. And we asked, what act of kindness have you shown another person that brought you joy? And oh my gosh, very heartwarming stories. Personally, I love an opportunity to surprise people and pay for food if I'm in line in a drive-through. I'll ask, what's the next order behind me? And if it's reasonable, I just go ahead and pay it. If it's really reasonable, I'll take care of, there's another one behind them, and I just take care of it. People get really excited. You'd be so amazed how excited somebody is when they pull up to get a cup of coffee and they're like, no, the lady ahead of you paid for it. They're like, what? That's so great. It just makes me tingle. I like it. I like doing that a lot, actually. Yeah.
I'm spoiled that I order everything in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we've done that once or twice. My husband will be in line at like the Comcast cable company, and we'll hear, we heard somebody ahead of us. They were just struggling a little bit. They would pay the rest of it the next month. We went ahead and we just took care of their bill for that next month. So he'll be happy when he shows up. I just think that it's great if you can do little things like that, or just surprise people. I would much rather surprise than, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being surprised, but it just feels really good to to do something special, something simple. People get really like confused if you even tell somebody, I really love that shirt. They're like, well, you're being nice.
Yeah,
That's not
I do
humanity,
notice that 100%.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just paying a compliment, even like you said, hey, that's a nice top.
They're like,
Yeah.
wait, are you speaking to me?
Yeah.
So strange. Isn't it weird? Yeah, it's a little odd. I just saw there's a lot of things on TikTok, but this guy, he went to there's so many stories they blend in, but basically he'll go around to a lot of homeless communities or sheltered communities and ask can I get you anything? You want a cup of coffee? Whatever. What would you need? And if he hears a story that somebody's car broke down, they don't have a place to stay, he'll just go get him a hotel room, and they are just floored, just simply floored. So
Hmm.
I love watching stories of kindness like that. Not that everybody can do that, or they raise money in the community to be able to do that for people, but it is amazing that even if we often talk about, we have days where we talk about painting a rock and just leaving that cute, adorable rock, like you've got this, or today's a good day, and somebody stumbles upon it, they're just so excited. They're like, this is, they actually look around like, I
Hmm.
mean, maybe I needed this message. And then you hope that they put it back down and leave it for the next person.
Yeah.
So
I
we need
uh
more of that.
I was doing some research into the fundraising goals that we can start to pursue, and I came across
Hmm.
a YouTuber who was talking about kind of gathering information, right, and then using
Okay.
that to help the community. And it was through Point of Lights. I think she was at a Point of
Mm.
Lights conference. And so this lady went out to an impoverished neighborhood, and she was just kind of, instead of just like putting up another food shelter, she started to walk around and ask, and she stayed there for a good amount of time. And she came back realizing that they could really just use a place for like laundry and showers. And so she started a nonprofit fundraising venture to just get them laundry services. And so all of
Mm.
a sudden, she's like, sometimes her point was, if everybody is already contributing food, does more food help? Maybe that's not the goal. And
Right.
she came out of that kind of environment, and she wants to be able to give back, and she wants that impact. That's more important than
Hmm.
giving back, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you find out that these people are willing to go far, far.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another guy on, I don't know if you've seen him because he's been on Instagram, lots of places, and he's a barber, and he'll just roam streets. And if he finds, whether it's a homeless person, maybe the beard is exceptionally long, hair's matted, whatever the case may be, just offers, I'll cut you right here, whips down a seat, has water with him, the whole 9 yards, and just cleans somebody up. Because sometimes that's all you need to, in yourself, is to sense that somebody's helping you get cleaned up. And then next thing you know, you feel better about maybe trying to attempt to get a job or to even better yourself. So I just love when people use their own talents to find a way to be able to help somebody else. It's the season, the warm and fuzzy things,
It
right?
is.
Yeah, it is. And it's a short day today because that was our week. And we do have our very last support group meeting this Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Hmm.
And so if you're part of this community, there is a link where you can join. We will get that information to you. You just need to sign up once, and you'll receive an email to let you know about our meetings and when they occur. And you'll be given a link to join prior to the meeting. And then after this week, we start hitting 2023 pretty hard with some exciting stuff happening throughout the year. We'll be sprinkling that in towards the end of this week, and all of our information goes back to normal again as of January 1st, where we're going to go back to our movement for movement. We're going to introduce some new initiatives. We're going to share with you some very important information along the way, have some contests, great Survivor Series that we're scheduling, and we're just excited to have you on this journey. So we're still collecting your answers for the days of hope and joy through the rest of what is now the week after Christmas. We'll go over all of those next week, including who our final week 4 winner is and our biggest loser. So if you were not a weekly winner, then you have a chance to win in the biggest loser. And that's going to be a mighty big wheel that we've put together. And I think that's it for this week in review. I got nothing on the table right now. My mind's still talking about sugar plum fairies. I think I'm just too full from all the food I ate, honestly. My head, I didn't get a chance to have any eggnog. But those of you up in Buffalo, please stay safe. There's been some crazy weather going on in
Hmm.
this whole like eastern, northeastern section of the United States. And what is it, the worst blizzard they've had in like for eternity, right? Going on up there right
I
now. I
looked at
think
a
there's,
weather map, and when you like, it was from like the North Pole down to like Tennessee. All of it was this big giant just frozen everything.
yeah,
Hey, Ryan says,
yeah.
"Happy holidays, y'all."
Hello, happy holidays. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a little like terrifyingly 50 plus deaths kind of cold. This is not weather that anybody in this community should be even thinking about picking up a shovel in or even necessarily scraping ice off your car, because these temperatures are just going to whack you real quickly in your vascular system. And do not add on that. There's a lot of heart attacks happen, a lot of probably undiagnosed aortic issues happen in these extreme weather. So please be very careful as we are now officially into winter and some of this weather's crazy, because then it's going to be 60 here in the Maryland area in like a couple days. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I should break out my shorts again. It's just everything hurts. It's so confused, like sweater weather, but now I'll put on some shorts. All right. Thank you again so much. We will be back next Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the rest of our 31 Days of Hope and Joy. Thank you again. Hope you all had a nice holiday, and we'll see you next week.